DistroKid has been the industry standard for getting your newly created music out to the streaming platforms, and now the DistroKid app is now available on iOS and Android. Yeah, check that out. The app is now available on your phone. Go to the app or Play Store and download it. There's so many features inside this app. You can do things like sign up and pay for a new DistroKid account. You can upload your new releases there. You can see your DistroKid bank and withdraw your earnings. You even get notified when you've earned royalties and withdraw from the app via push notifications. You can see hyperfollow links. You can edit your account details. You can see your streaming stats from Spotify and Apple. You can even edit and add lyrics to your songs there. So like I said, go over to the App Store on iOS or Android and download the DistroKid app now. Also, they have this new feature called Mixia. I know a lot of artists struggle to be prolific and make their music sound as good as the music they hear from their influences and their peers. That's where Mixia comes in. Nothing's ever going to replace the artistry and expertise of a real human mastering engineer. But for artists who are short on time or resources, Mixia is a powerful tool to help make the music sound great in a hurry. Simple interface, empowering the most novice of music creators. It's got unlimited song previews of mastered songs with one free download, and for $99 you get unlimited mastered tracks. So go check out Mixia and make sure to go to the App Store and download the DistroKid app so that you can get your music out there and get it heard. You're doing your thing and they're helping you do it. DistroKid.
No Simple Road. Yeah, here we go.
I know the road may seem to go on forever and a lifetime.
We have arisen from the depths of griefdom to return
we are here
to you, the No Simple Road family, in all of our glory, risen from the ashes, anew, glorified, sanctified, bonafide.
Those are our little sparkling sounds.
That's us. Hey now, No Simple Road family, it's Aaron.
And it's me, Mel.
And it's Apple.
And the spirit of Darwin
will always be here.
That was not planned. Anyway, yeah, man, we're back. We took a little hiatus last week.
Mandatory
due to sadness and Mojo Family Fest, which was not sad.
No.
That was celebration.
Very celebratory. But actually, we started it off kind of sad, if everybody should know.
Yeah.
We did. We were the first ones on, and we kind of brought a little bit of a sad vibe.
I fucking cried in front of the whole festival.
Talking about Darwin. And you want to know what? It worked.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It worked.
There's a lot of people that came up afterwards sharing their stories, made them remember their dog or pet or whatever.
Hey, we're not gonna get too far into it, because guess what I remembered to do, everybody?
What?
I recorded the whole thing.
Ooh.
So y'all are going to be able to hear it. We're going to play it for you. Not today, though. You're getting
today
our family on the show today. Mind at Large.
That's right.
Eli Mathews.
And Alex Donahue on the bizzle.
On the bass. From Mind at Large. They are joining us. Eli, if you are new to No Simple Road or haven't listened to every episode, I'll forgive you now, but go back and listen to them all. Eli has been a long time
NSR listener,
NSR family member,
yes,
and has been a huge supporter of No Simple Road.
I wrote you the most kick-ass birthday song I've ever heard.
Best birthday song ever in the history of birthday songs.
Has left amazing trip reports.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, him and John B are the trip report winners. And then yeah, man.
And Dave, you can't leave David out. No. Oh well, not trip report, but report.
David, checking in a lot.
And then yeah, man, just a huge supporter of the show, and just so happens to be in one of the dopest fucking bands around, man. If you have not listened to Mind at Large, you're welcome. I would urge all of you, either I would say before. Pause it. Wait, hang on.
But it's fun after too. Okay, fine.
Pause the episode.
Why don't you just do this by yourself then?
Pause the episode. Go to mindatlarge.net and read the bios. That's it.
Let me just read a little bit of the bio. Okay. Not their bios.
But you got to read their bios.
Oh, no. Well, no, they can read their bios. Yeah. Okay. So they formed in 2018 in Cincinnati, Ohio. So that's the beginning. Comprised of founder Eli Mathews, who you will hear shortly, and rhythm brother unit Alexander and Andrew Donahue, so bass and drums. This cluster of carbon-based life forms creates an eclectic sound best categorized as progressive rock, alternative jazz, psychedelia, and funk. I mean, I can just stop right there. That is the best combination.
I would say if Tool and Fish had a baby, and that baby met the Grateful Dead.
And then their godfather was like Les Claypool.
And Zappa. That would be Mind at Large.
So while Alex and Andrew create deep, heavy grooves and complex polyrhythms, Eli throws down chunky riffage, emotionally charged. Riffage. Wow. Emotionally charged liads.
Correct.
I had to do that, guys.
That's right.
They're fancy leads.
And thoughtfully textured synth passages. This deeply integrated synthesis puts a display direct byproduct of lifelong friendship, with the members having been playing together in various forms since middle school. Ooh, that's so cute.
Yeah, that's a bond.
There's a lot more to go. All I want to say is brothers doing rhythms, BFF playing lead guitar. What else do you need? Mind at Large.
They just dropped a new album out. It came out on June 20th. It is called Begin Again. The album art is dope as fuck. And there is a song on the album called Big Pink. And there's an Easter egg in that song from No Simple Road. So y'all need to go listen.
Yeah, and you'll hear about it. And we talk about it.
But they don't know where in the song it is. You have to go listen.
Also, if you happen to be, July 5th. If you happen to be in Kentucky on July 5th at Madison Live, they're going to be having an album release party with their pals, probably just Paranoid, which we talk about in this. That's a great name. And Madison Live is in Kentucky. It is a new theater.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Speaking of dope new shit, go to shoptourbus.com and get yourself some dope new shit. They have the coolest Grateful Dead inspired merch anywhere on the virtual lot or the real lot. They have like Grateful Dead song names told in pictograms on their shirts. Go look at what I'm talking about. It's really cool.
They're the most comfy also. They are such comfortable shirts.
And when you order it, when you put in the promo code No Simple Road, you're going to get it for free shipping.
Yeah.
That's even cooler than a dope new clean tee. You get it for free shipping.
Or hoodie or hat. And it comes in a really dope hand-designed one-of-a-kind box. You might even get a cassette Grateful Dead Miracle bootleg and a bunch of extras.
Yeah, little trinkets, order. Maybe some gummy bears or sweet tarts.
Everything you receive, including the box, is a keeper.
A keeper.
That's a keeper. All right. Anyway, please continue, folks.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm not going to go into Mojo Family Fest because we said we're going to save that, but we did see Disco. And
holy shit, people.
Eli, I wrote it down here. He said they are angels on earth.
That I'll agree.
That was about the band themselves, not talking about their music, but we saw that music. We saw their performance. It was phenomenal. And they did Canned Heat and Kids from MGMT, and that was my favorite part of the entire festival. I felt like
except for when you were on stage.
And what they did, they did the Jamiroquai.
We're not talking about that. Yeah, Canned Heat.
Is that what it's called? Canned Heat? I thought it was called Dance.
Old man, come on.
I thought it was called Dance because they say it so much in there.
Dance.
Yeah.
I
got this
looked
canned
at Mel
heat in my heels out and dance. That's
during the thing. I'm like, what movie is this from? As we're grooving, she's like, Napoleon Dynamite. I was like, yeah.
Anyway, I just want to throw out a shout out to Disco and Eli. You were right. They're awesome. We'll talk about it on a future episode.
Hey, yeah, Disco, if you're actually listening to this, it would be dope to have you guys on the show. I'm going to reach out to you, or you can reach out to me, and we'll make it happen.
It'll happen.
Sweet.
So here's what's going on in the No Simple Road multiverse. Well, today is Friday, the 4th of July.
Happy birthday, Sydney.
Happy birthday to our daughter.
Okay, this is just like glaze over? Are you just gonna
No,
glaze
I'm
over?
getting
All right,
there. I was
go
getting.
ahead.
Jeez.
Go ahead. I'll sit back.
Mel left yesterday for Costa Rica to go surprise our daughter for her 30th birthday. So Mel is actually in the multiverse space-time continuum in another country right now. How does it feel, Mel, down in Costa Rica?
I'm not there yet, so I don't.
But you're there now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Duh.
Time travel.
Well, sorry.
Come on, stick-
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk, be quiet.
Boundaries.
I'm feeling really grateful. I got to surprise my daughter for her 30th birthday. She's 3 decades old, and that also means I've been a mother for 3 decades. That feels pretty legit and ripe and surreal.
So this is a surprise.
Well, it was
Ish.
I don't know at this point because it was going to be a surprise. Haha, surprise. She got booked and had to go home early from Costa Rica. So because of that, it affected my date coming back. So Adam had to talk to her about it so that we could get on the same
She'll
flight.
find out when she gets there.
So
I don't know
how well this was orchestrated.
Yes, it was supposed to be a surprise. Now
So
it might be
it might be a
like
surprise to you as well. it sounds
you're
like.
right, Apple.
And
It's a surprise for me.
For those of you at home playing along at the No Simple Road home game, July 4th is also my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
Dad.
posthumously to Papa Schaefer.
Love you, Jerry.
The superconductor himself. Dad, I love you and I miss you. And happy birthday. And that's what's going on. Me and Apple are probably home chilling, having a barbecue with Simon and Ryder.
Yeah, well, I got to work on 4th of July, but then I have like 4 days off.
Whatever, dude. Lame. And everybody send Ryder some well wishes. He ended up in the hospital while we were at Mojo Fest. He sent us a text and was like, "Hey guys, just so you know, I went to the emergency room and I'm having surgery."
Yep, I set a booby trap on the cookies, and
Finally
he immediately got into them,
No.
and he
Rat poison.
Yeah, he had his gallbladder out, man, and he's feeling great. He's getting better, but everybody send him some love.
Yeah.
And I want to say that the month of June sucked for me. It was really hard, and
I didn't mean to laugh at that.
It's true though.
I'm sorry.
I'm coming out the other side of it, and I just really want to say thank you to the No Simple Road family. You came in clutch, and everybody that reached out, it meant the world. And thank you guys so much for shepherding me through my grief journey. And it's not over, but I'm doing better. And I know Mel is doing better and Apple's doing better. And I also want to send a huge amount of gratitude out to Jack McGrain and the entire Bodhi Mojo crew, and to the whole team that made Mojo Family Fest happen. The timing of that festival for us couldn't have been more poignant and perfect. And thank you guys so much for including No Simple Road in what is the preeminent Pacific Northwest festival, as far as I'm concerned.
It was the perfect for June. June was tough. It was the perfect ending of June for a healing time with friends and music and love, and it was what we needed.
There was one point on the first night of the festival on Friday night, Chris Cooch had played in our camp.
You're talking about the festival.
I know. I'm gonna do it for a minute. And
don't you try it. Yeah, you better shut up, Apple. You say one
guys,
freaking
come
thing.
on, man.
Look that way.
He's still mourning, so let him do whatever
All right,
he's
let
going
him
to do.
talk.
Yeah,
The
let
guy
him
was
do.
trying to
All right.
talk.
Jeez, man.
Okay, go
Sorry,
ahead.
man.
Aaron.
Never mind, everybody. We're gonna move on. No, there was one moment Chris had played in our camp. It was late in the evening. Now it was like probably 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And Chris was sitting next to me in our camp, and Mel was there, and Apple was there, and you were there too, Tin Man, and you too. No, and me and Chris and Mel were fucking cracking up, and I was having the best time. And I stopped and like stepped outside of myself, and I was like, "You're healing, and this is what it looks like." And it was so cool, and exactly what I needed. So thanks, Chris and Bodhi Mojo and everybody. It was something else. You all hear about
It was
the rest of
magic.
it. Yeah.
It was magical.
Wow. We did our one commercial. Hey, if anybody out there wants to
business.
sponsor No Simple Road, we got 2 sponsor spots open. So just saying, hit me up.
That's right.
If you're listening to the show and you're like, I've always wanted to be a sponsor of No Simple Road. Now's your chance. Go now. Phone lines are open.
And we'd like to say we love you and thank you to all of our previous sponsors. We're not going to take the time to name them all. Y'all know if you listen to any back episodes, but each and every one of the sponsors we still love.
Grateful Mountain Venue.
Oh yeah, we still use
Northbound Coffee Roasters.
all of it.
Anyway, so I think that's it. Let's do the business.
The business.
Okay, follow us at No Simple Road on Instagram and then head on over on the interwebs to nosimpleroad.com.
I just thought of something that doesn't normally go in the business. Mel and I.
Oh my God. Should we do it at the end so they can know, they can remember
Yeah,
it?
finish the business.
Yeah.
Finish business.
You can't interrupt the business.
Sorry.
It's halfway out.
Switch dicks midstream.
Okay. NoSimpleRoad.com. There you are going to find our website and you can go on and find previous episodes. You can go onto our merch there. You can sign up for Patreon.
You can get a tarot reading.
You can get a tarot reading from Aaron and I. It's so much fun. I don't know why you're not doing it.
We have one scheduled.
If you think about it, just do it.
You can also go to patreon.com/No Simple Road. That is how you can financially help us out.
Yeah.
Hey, we only have one sponsor right now, everybody. Guess what that means? We ain't making no fucking money.
Broke.
So we could really use your help. Go to Patreon.
No wonder
Sign
we
up.
haven't been doing episodes.
No shit. Yeah. Sign up for $1. Help us out, man. Or if you don't want to do that, you can go
Start a company and be a sponsor.
If you don't want to do that, you can go to PayPal and PayPal us a cup of coffee. If you want to buy us a cup of coffee, it's nosimpleroad@gmail.com on PayPal.
That's cute. You know, Aaron loves coffee. Cheer him up with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Everybody loves coffee.
So
then you can call
you
the
can-
tepid line.
971-808-1524.
That is it. And then you can call there and you could do, as we talked about, Eli has left some of the best trip reports.
True.
It's open for trip reports. Everybody's going to festivals and shows and everything. Let us hear about it. Or recipes, jokes, whatever. It's just your chance to say what you want to say.
Your time to shine.
It's also Folsom Fish Weekend. The Undicks Fish Weekend. I know that somebody out there is listening to No Simple Road that's going to fish. Could you please call and leave a trip report? 971-808.
I bet you they're not gonna.
Sean.
Krista. Anyway.
Jordan.
Jamie.
Annabelle.
Oh, sorry. We got choked up for a minute there.
My throat. I had something in my throat. Yeah, man. And please do us a favor. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps other people find out about the show. And also, please tell somebody you love about No Simple Road.
That's the most important.
Most importantly, that is how we spread the mycelial network.
That's how I love to hear about things. Is somebody I love and trust, or well, even if I don't trust them, if I love them,
You know, I would actually like if anybody has any good recommendations on like a specific podcast you listen to or another podcast that you like. I'd like to hear about it. I love to listen to podcasts. So if you've got one, 971-808-1524, just tell us. You'd be like, I like friggin' Diary of a CEO. Boom. That's it.
Cool. All right. And last but not least, Mel and I, the Schaefer couple, are up for America's favorite couple in Variety magazine. Yeah. That's a thing.
Okay, so the other day I was on Instagram and they freaking give you ads all the time. Jeff Goldblum comes up into my feed about this thing, America's cutest couple or favorite couple. And I was like, clicked on it, looked at it and was like, for Variety magazine, blah, blah, blah. You could win to $20,000 and this photo shoot and blah, 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 whatever. So I was like reading about it and I was like, dude, Aaron and I could totally do that. Like we really are friggin' adorable. Like I know
it works when you say it. I can't do that.
Well, I know I'm one half of it, but like us together is cute. Like the way that we are with each other. And like, anyway, so I was just thinking about that. And so I sent it to Aaron and I showed him when I got home. I was like, look, babe.
And we entered and we got in.
He entered. Yeah. He entered us. We got in. Then they sent us something else. They're like, okay, answer these questions. We answer the questions. Then they're like, all right, you guys are in.
And so if you We need your help.
Yes.
You can vote
desperately.
every 24 hours for us. What you do is you go to our Instagram page, click the link in our bio, and at the top of the page is the link to vote for Aaron and Melanie Schaefer as America's favorite couple. Voting goes until the 10th of this month for this first round. We are in first place right now.
First freaking place.
Back in first.
Please help us stay in that first place position by voting for us every day. You can vote for free every day. Go do it. Go now.
But
right
just
now.
so we're clear, when you click that link, you're going to have to verify through Facebook.
They'll figure it out.
No, I'm going to tell them so that they know
just
what's
start
up.
front. Okay, that's a good.
I want to know
because
that.
it kind of bummed me out. I haven't had Facebook in
me
a
either.
decade.
Me either. I haven't had Facebook, and so I was going to say, if you are feeling bad because you don't have Facebook, don't feel bad. Send it to somebody.
Hit up somebody you know that doesn't have Facebook. And explain.
We would so appreciate that. Of course, we want 20 grand, but I really think that I think that we're a cute couple,
and I think skyrocket No Simple Road too.
I'm not. Who cares? I wasn't thinking about any of that when I thought about that. I was thinking about. I think that we're a really cool role model for a lot of people out there, based on our completely non-traditional way of being, and that's why I really love the picture that you chose of us to represent. And I really think that America needs another freaking, like people to look at instead of these weird, plasticky
squares.
Yeah, like real people.
Yeah, real people, us working hard and like being together and having unusual circumstances and lasting even though we went through shit like that.
Word.
That's why I think it's. Yeah, that's why I want to.
You guys will see it. I like how you got quite a bit in like a little 2-paragraph.
Yeah, they only give you like 300 words.
Which you nailed it. I got to tell you that. I didn't tell you this yet. And since Mel said the Facebook thing, my dad's so funny. My dad's 83 years old, and I tell him to vote because I know he has Facebook. And then he goes to do it while I'm on the phone with him, and it makes you like re-enter your username and password. It doesn't just link to your face. And he's like, I don't know this shit off the top of my head, and gets all like bothered,
angry,
and then he's like fussing around for a minute.
Okay, boomer.
He's all, is this really important? Like, and he's like, do they win something or something? And I was like, yeah, they like 20 grand. I told him the whole thing. He's all, okay, Tom, I'll do it later and get it done. I was gonna say if it was like you win a free meal or something, I would have just bought him a free meal.
No, I wouldn't bother anybody.
I was like, hey, you got 20 grand, Dad? He's like, go vote.
I would have never entered Aaron and I into anything.
Free meal competition.
It was funny how my dad. That's
how
what he
much
came
for
around
one
to.
rib?
I'll just buy you the prize. Here's a trophy.
Well, and it's not going to be 20 grand after
it's like 4.
Yeah, whatever you get. It's about the bragging rights. It's about the thing about being.
And a cute photo shoot and shit too.
Anyway.
That's cool.
So,
if y'all
do
could help us out and do that, that would be
Shout
so
out from
fun.
the rooftops. Tell everybody you know with Facebook. It's important.
Go to our Instagram. You'll see the post, or just click on the link in our bio and vote. Thank you. And now that commercial's over.
All right, now we're back.
So let's do the thing, man.
All right,
the thing that we do.
Do the thing that we do.
Yeah.
Okay. We're there.
We're gonna enlarge it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Mind at Large.
Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yes.
Cool.
Are
Hey
you
guys, how's it going?
Are you the third of the triplets of the Olsons? What's going
Hold on. For everybody listening, what's behind him?
Full house. It's a full house behind him. It can be a deck of cards, but it's not. It's a TV show.
It's John Stamos and the Olsen twins. That's great, man.
Like all in their prime too.
Wait,
that's like
Robert or not Robert Goulet.
Robert Goulet.
What's his face? What's his name?
John Stamos.
No, John
man.
Stamos. Fucking
I can't remember.
David Courier or something.
Goulier.
Yeah.
All right.
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget.
And Jodie Sweetin.
Eli.
Wow.
And Eli Pa.
Wow, how
What?
they changed.
What's up, brother?
Oh, nothing.
I call bullshit
I
on
beg
that.
to differ.
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay, we got to go. Nothing's
Day-to-day
happening.
so far. I'm just chilling. We're dog sitting right now. Had a good workout today. Took a cold ass shower. Made a good breakfast. Ready to ruck and roll.
What'd you eat?
Yes.
What'd you
I
have for
started with
breakfast?
smoothie, and then I threw an egg on some toast after I worked out.
Okay. You're doing the healthy thing.
Hell yeah.
Trying my best. And then,
Proud
of
of you.
course, we're making pizzas tonight, so there's no
Balance.
There's no telling how much cheese I might use, so we'll see. I just negated all the work I did this morning.
It's
with
okay.
that.
Like Mel said, it's all about balance, brother.
Yeah, I feel like you're justifying what you've done this morning. You know, like
that's
you start off healthy and then you can have your little here and there.
And that's a good aggressive meal after workout. You threw an egg on a piece of toast. Like, bam.
Yeah, I didn't even cook it, shell and everything.
Yeah, fuck it. It's better that way. Eli,
That's how Rocky did it.
for everybody that's listening, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them who you are, what you do?
So my name is Eli Mathews, and I play guitar, sing, and play some keys in the art rock band Mind at Large.
Art rock.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to hear
Kind
about
of
this
bit.
thing. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's like I remember. Well, also for the listeners, this is our second go around of doing this.
Yeah.
Because we like our first conversation, we uncovered such significantly life-altering arcane knowledge that the file corrupted and the FBI got involved. They're like, you guys got to dumb it down a little bit.
It was a whole thing.
Sometimes that happens, Eli.
They say that disclosure can't happen until 2027, Eli. So that was the main
Pushed it
thing at
back.
the end of the day. What happened with it?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We'll just redact
That's
all
fair.
of that. But yeah, our bass player Alex will be joining us here in the next 15 minutes or so.
Perfect.
Him and his wife and new baby were out doing some things.
Cool.
So I don't know what.
That's
but
awesome.
He'll be
So-
here sooner.
Yeah. Eli, didn't you get engaged?
Yeah, like a month and some change ago.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Congratulations,
yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. What made you
happy.
finally decide that?
He likes her.
Well,
Just
I'm always
time.
curious from the men's side. Like, you might have thought about it the whole time, but like, then there's a certain day that it just is the day. So how do you decide the day?
Well, it had been percolating for a while. I mean, obviously, early on into our relationship, we knew that we were going to be together forever.
Is it obvious for real? Like it was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
100%. But I don't know. I just knew that it was time. And she started showing me like ideas for rings and stuff. And my best friend works at his father's jewelry store, and they made the ring.
Oh,
And
that's dope.
once that was ready, I took her out on a little birthday dinner, and we went to this really cute park in the little town where we live in. And yeah, she screamed, and I was super awkward, of course.
Yeah.
But it happened, and here we are.
Yeah, man. Well,
Aw.
congratulations, man. It couldn't happen to a nicer couple of people. for
Yeah.
sure.
very sweet.
I appreciate
Is there
that.
a date set yet, or is this just like we're celebrating this right now?
So we're also moving into a house at the end of the month with her oldest brother and his wife. And it all kind of happened at once. So we're getting that straightened out and getting cozy with that whole thing. And then we're going to start pulling our hair out over the wedding.
Life is changing fast
I
for
love
you,
that.
man. And it's like
Yeah.
all at once.
Very
That's actually
fast.
cool, man.
It's so cool, man. Like, we won't get too far into it, but obviously you guys know that last year was really difficult for a lot of reasons. And to have this year be such a massive upswing, made it all seem as though I was on the right path the whole time. So I feel like, there's like God saying yes.
Yeah.
Things happen like that, and they create the space you need to move forward.
They do.
Not that anything's pulling you down. It's just like, like milk has an expiration date. Certain things have an expiration time in your life. Like, okay, now it's time to move on. It wasn't bad or good. It's just like, now you do this. And how awesome that you get to be around family, and then things become a little bit more stable by nature, so you can focus more on what you love.
And also that whole thing of like building something. Ooh, I'm talking to myself.
Ooh.
Building something and then having it like you think it's over, but it's not. That's the hero's journey. And we go through it over and over again in our lives, man. And that's, it's the hero that perseveres through that time, right? And sees it through to the other side. And that's when the blessing comes or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think of it that way, but the shoe definitely fits.
Oh, there's Alex.
No, I was gonna say, I just hope, and I would suggest that maybe it's a Full House themed wedding. Like that would be really cool. If you could get Stamos to show up or something,
Yeah.
Welcome.
Alex, you are muted, my friend.
But I like that light on your.
Yeah, the ceiling's cool.
It's very cool.
Looks like our wall.
There we go.
There we go.
Yay.
What's up, Bubble Butt?
What's up?
welcome.
Not much.
Alex, for everybody listening, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell them what you do.
My name's Alex Donahue. I am a bass player for Mind at Large, the bass guitarist. I do a lot of the production stuff, a lot of the nitty gritty computer business. And I also work on guitars and basses and violins and cellos and all that stuff.
So isn't that a luthier?
Yeah. I mean, I've never built one. So some people argue whether if you've built one, you're a luthier. But I think it's like an all-encompassing term.
Yeah, that's dope. Man. And you guys don't have to pay anybody to repair your shit.
Nope, I'm the guy.
How did you learn how to do that? Did you go to school for that, or just?
No, I didn't. I just I grew up with no money and didn't have any money to repair my stuff,
Resources,
so I just
yeah.
started fixing stuff. Yeah,
necessity is the mother of invention. Man.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful to me. That really is beautiful, because you know what? Everybody can get an education if you've got enough money. But,
absolutely.
But when you are broke, you decide what kind of education you get by by necessity or by interest. And I love that. It's really
a lot of times that's the bet, teaching yourself.
Yeah, that's an honorable, respectable thing to do.
I say
I'm a big believer in teaching yourself how to do stuff for sure.
Thank you, because
crazy good at it too.
Can I ask how old you guys are, Alex? You go first.
I'm 30.
30.
We're both 30.
That
it's
makes
the 30
a lot of
club.
sense.
And also, congratulations is in order. We hear you have a new baby.
Oh my gosh, yes. What's your baby's name?
Little Emerson is 3 months old. So
congrats, brother.
Emerson.
Thank you.
How is the transition into fatherhood? Because I know for myself, I didn't get a transition. I wasn't a dad one day and the next day I was. But I've always been curious for other people. Like you were there for the 9 months and then the baby came. And
you had that.
But I was already a dad when that happened though. True. Yeah.
So the 9 months with a pregnant wife is like the best training program for having a kid because you're getting up late to help her go to the bathroom, or like, she can't get up, or she's hungry, So I think you're already taking care of somebody.
Yes.
And then you go to the hospital. And you kind of think like, we're going to do this thing and then go home. But now you go home and they just let you have a thing like a baby.
Here's a human. Take it home.
And then
you don't have to sign it out at all. It's fine.
Right. No. They're just like, okay, you guys are good to go home. Yeah. We're done hosting you here. So have fun with this thing. And you go home and you have a baby. And I mean, honestly, the transition, I think the training program of having a 8-9 month pregnant wife is the best thing nature could have done to prepare
I
someone to
haven't
be
heard
a
many
dad.
people say
That's well
that.
said.
That's a
Yeah.
really great, like perspective. Cause you're right. Like I remember being 9 months pregnant and you're so big, you want to do stuff. You just can't do everything. You can't
Right.
shave
Plus-
your legs. You can't like just get up really quick
I
and go
hate
do
when I
something.
can't shave my legs.
Like, but I'm just saying, like all the things you take for granted for as a human being, as a woman, you just can't do stuff. I couldn't drive stick when
Right.
I was like, a valet parker at the time. I couldn't get my belly close enough
Oh wow.
and my legs close enough to, my legs were too short and my belly was too big. And so like, yeah, it takes away your independence, in a way. And it makes you rely on your man. And that's really cool that you stepped up and put that together. Like, yeah, this is baby time already.
I
whether
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
here
a
or
fun
not.
time.
I totally
fun.
remember going home after you had the baby, and it was like the day that it happened, and they were like, you can go home and hang out. She's going to be here overnight. And I went back to the house, and I was there by myself, and I remember laying on our bed, like on top of the covers, just laying there like, holy fucking shit, and thinking, this is the last time I'm ever going to be here without a baby in the house. Like from now on. And the thought of bringing a human being home and now I'm supposed to take care of them and know what to do. What the fuck, man? That
Right.
It's the most exciting and terrifying thing on the planet.
Oh, it's definitely terrifying. It's definitely terrifying. But honestly, it's like, I mean, a lot of people were like being like really negative about it. Like, oh, just you wait, buddy. Just you wait,
Fuck those people.
and it's like, okay, man, like, and it's really not that bad. I mean, he's a good baby. He likes sleeping.
You're stoked.
He sleeps through the night. We have to get up and, feed him and change his diaper at 3 or 4 in the morning and go right back to sleep.
Yeah, it's like
And,
having a puppy.
he slept in this morning until like 10 a.m. And we're like, dude, okay.
You're stoked.
Yeah.
Has having a kid at all changed the way that you approach music?
I haven't really figured that out yet since it's only been 3 months, but
Yeah, that's a short time.
I think it's going to make me more productive because at least in a shorter amount of time, just because of my time. It's like my perimeter of concern has really closed as far as like other things going on. So it's like I need to really pinpoint and get serious as fast as possible. Like, getting to practice or recording, at like 7 p.m. Like we're not dicking around. We're getting it done. We're starting right now. And we're working until we can. And that's it,
It brings structure to something that may or may not have already had structure, which is great because it's like now we're focused. Maybe you already were, but it like raises the ante a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's going to make me more serious about it.
That's awesome. And Eli, we were talking a little bit before Alex got on about the changes and all that everybody had gone through in the band. Can you talk a little bit about where you are now and how you feel about how things have landed with Mind at Large?
Short answer.
No short answers on this
The
show.
start.
Okay.
The chapter title. It now that we're right here, it feels like it was always inevitable. Like you were saying, there were points where I was like, it's finished. Like, how can we possibly like continue to try to grow this thing? But now, like, for starters, the drummer is Alex's little brother.
Oh, he's not going anywhere.
No. And how old is he? 20, 21?
20.
20. So he is absolutely hungry. And
okay, that's great.
He's a crazy talented player.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? What's your brother's
Andrew.
name? Andrew. Okay.
And musically, obviously having two brothers in the rhythm section, like at first it was horrifying. Like the first time the three of us jammed together, once we decided like, okay, this is going to be a thing. Like I felt like a total bystander at times because they're so like inbred together musically.
Tight. Yeah.
And it made me step my game up big time because I was like, if I'm going to at all add anything to this, like I need to like really start like listening way better and like almost being more mathematical about things, like on an intellectual level, while still maintaining like the soul of like what I put into it. And like the feedback we've gotten when we've played out has been like, you know, because people are a little unsure, you know, you go through a lineup change and people are like, okay, well, how's this going to go? And then like our first couple sets with Andrew, people were like, oh, okay. And I know, right? Like get a load of this fucking kid. And you know, the record that we are putting out, like it's the most cohesive, like I don't want to say straightforward because it is still like a variety pack of like styles and what, but it's so much more unified than any of our stuff has been.
But it's also more like freeform too.
It is,
I
yeah.
think.
Like it's not as constrained by 5 different people all like fighting to be heard, fighting to like make their voice stand out, like, you know, vocally or instrumentally. And for that reason, like it's gotten way weirder. It's gotten way more heartfelt, and like Alex said, it's way more freeform. Like even our structured parts are more loose than before. And it's just really exciting, like on that note. And, you know, the first half of the year obviously was super slow with, you know, a pregnant Jenna. And, you know, we were just like figuring out what we wanted to put on the record and getting started on creating it. And like looking forward, I just see like the sun coming up again.
Oh, man, that's dope.
On like this entire endeavor that we're all on. I've seen it for a while. Like, you know, you're looking at the horizon, you start to see the hue of the daylight coming, and then that first little like glimmer of the sun popping up over it. I feel like we're right there right now. And I am so happy with how everything turned out, all things considered.
Yeah.
Alex, what about you? How you feeling about this upcoming album release?
I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling really good about it. I think every song on this album has its own little baby, and it, you know, each one has its own kind of vibe. There's really high energy tracks, but there's also more slower stuff, more heartfelt stuff, like Eli said. I feel really good about this album. I think this is the best album that I've ever worked on so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how you've incorporated the art into the band? Like, let's hear about that part. You called yourself an art rock, art band.
That started out as a total joke from Eli.
Yeah.
But it's not a joke at this point, right?
It's not. No, it's definitely come into its own form. But it was like hard to define when people were like, what genre? And like Eli would be like, art rock, you know?
Hell yeah. I love it.
That's perfect.
Well, because, you know, when we first started out, all of our like musical tastes were so far outside of like jam music, and they still are, you know. And I remember when we talked the first time, you asked if we're a jam band, and we're just like, nah. It's like, you know, very obvious jam band saying that they're not a jam band. It's like, I'm not a serial killer, but there are 3 people buried in my backyard.
I don't do a podcast.
No. You just
talk to friends
and have this amazing following.
Yeah.
But it's like, for one, we're obviously starting to own that now because we jam way more and way harder than we used to. But I do think that it's like when you joke about something for so long that it starts to become true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah. Like,
that's the power of words, Eli.
right. And it's like, it's not even a bad thing. Like everything we do, like we try to add as many layers and as much lore to it as possible. Like really love making videos for the band, like whether it's us dicking around in the studio and like deep frying it, or like we put out a couple trailers for our record. One was the like the Twin Peaks intro.
Mm-hmm.
And Apple, your name made it into the credits because you're on the record.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Wait, is it? I don't know if you guys can hear this. Is it that?
It's so good.
Okay.
I love that you did that, man. I am flattered.
I had no choice. It's so good. Well, because it reminded me we were at some friends and I were at a festival in 2016, and I was in my tent on Sunday morning trying to like put all my shit back, and I had slept not at all. And I was like half joking, but from my friend's perspective, they heard me in my tent just like, oh fuck, shit. Like, just battering around and cussing to myself. And I was like, that's perfect. That's absolutely has to go into something. And yeah.
What song is Apple on?
It's called The Soft Pink, our heaviest song ever.
Yeah, we had Mel and I were listening a little bit before we got on with you guys, and you can definitely hear your influences.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear them, but it's not like derivative, or you know what I'm saying? It's you guys are your own trip, and it's dope, man. Like, I think the moniker jam band has kind of in the last few years taken a bad tone to it. When people talk about jam bands, it's like, oh God, fucking 2 hours of noodling. You know what I mean?
Right. Patchouli and hemp.
Yeah. And that, at least to me, that's not what it is. Like, I would say Medeski, Martin and Wood is a jam band.
I feel like
you know what I mean?
It's not only. That's what I feel like. Jam band, I think since I've been liking this kind of music, it's just grown. So a lot of things that may or may not have fallen under jam band do now, but it's not also exclusive. Do you know what I mean?
I think when people think,
and a lot of people like to recognize, I think.
Yeah, jam bands become very generic and broad category.
Yeah, they
now.
think Fish,
to throw
the Grateful Dead, or
That's what I think of when I hear the word jam band.
Yeah,
exactly. is Fish or Grateful Dead,
right? Well, but I would argue that bands like La Special, they're a jam band. It's just
not only.
It's because I think for us, like my generation, the bands that we saw were Fish and the Grateful Dead and Cheese and that stuff. Mm-hmm. Those guys were pulling from influences before them, right? So there was a certain flavor to the music because of the influence that those cats had. You guys are in your 30s. You're 30 now. You have all the stuff that we grew up on, plus all the stuff that happened while we were coming up. So, Metallica and Tool and the grunge era and all that shit.
Oh yeah, you can hear some Tool in our stuff for sure.
Yeah, that's what I said. We were listening to it last night.
Incubus, I felt like I pulled Incubus out of there too a little bit.
That's not the first time I've heard that. I showed one of our
I've gotten that too.
I showed a coworker some of our music the other day, and he was like, "Oh, I could definitely hear some Fungus Among Us in there."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just really, what that kind of music does. It's comforting because you can hear tones of something that you remember and love. But it's being it's only a tease, and it's only being presented in a way so it's like familiar yet brand new. And
I think people that are trying to like make something completely new are doing the wrong thing, because everything is just a rehash.
Absolutely.
Of what you've heard before, and it's just through your eyes now.
Yeah.
So it's different.
And your stank on it means something, because that's your experience. That's your Emerson. That's your, the fiance, like all of these things, breaking the band, breaking up a little bit, changing, all that like comes into the music, plus those influences. That's what's awesome about new music, is that it is new, but it isn't.
It's taking.
You created your own stew.
Yeah.
Because I'd throw it last night when we were listening to it and you put it on. The first thing Aaron mentioned, he's like, holy shit, the drummer. And like the way you guys come together, because I also hear like the Godfather's Rush. you know,
Oh, yeah.
and Primus, Oysterhead, like that genre too. I was thinking it was like the drummer could audition for Primus.
Yeah.
He's got that, you know,
He's
and
got those chops.
Yeah, we were jamming to it last night out on the porch.
He's so good. It's stupid how good he is.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my
And
God.
just on a personal note, it's kind of nice to hear something a little bit harder, but not too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm, like just on a personal note, because I love that kind of music, but sometimes it's just too much. But this is like,
Just enough.
it's exactly, I think, my perfect amount. It's like
Scratches that, like, or it scratches
it
that,
does.
right,
It
that
brings
itch
it up,
that
that
other things
excitement,
don't.
but then it also doesn't go overboard, which I love that. I like going overboard too on some stuff, but this is. I just like what you guys are doing. That's a nice way to say it.
I want to go back to what you said about like everything is a rehash of
Derivative,
something else. There's a book that I read when I was going to design school. It's called Steal Like an Artist. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I'm pretty sure that book is in my house right now.
Yeah, that's it. You're taking all of your experience and your life and your likes and dislikes and all that shit, finding things that you like in the world and then making a collage of them through your music, and it comes out as you you know what I mean? So how could those things that you like and love not come out through you? It just makes sense.
It's what human beings do, like in a general sense too, like whether it comes to your outlook or beliefs or your aesthetic, even, you take all of those things that have affected you in some sort of way, and then you distill them down like into your identity.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you consider a band or like a collection of material as like a living, breathing organism, why wouldn't it do the same?
Yeah. Is there a release date set for the album yet?
June 20th, the solstice.
Right.
That's
Will you
great.
write it down?
Yeah, I am.
Can I ask what songs you guys listen to?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me pull it up. We listened to.
I listened to the single that's available right now because Aaron has the album you text on his phone that we were listening to together, but the single.
Plot Armor?
I listened to that like 4 times in a row this morning, getting ready
Nice.
and walking around.
I listened to Agent Eddie. I listened to Growing Pains. I listened to Mono No Aware, Ohio Weather, and Plot Armor.
Nice.
Some of them. Awesome.
Most of them, yeah.
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 I got through a good portion of it. We hung out late last night with some friends, and it was the soundtrack as we were out on the porch. And
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah, it's a trip, man, to know you guys, to know you, Eli, and like we're friends. You're part of our family, and to hear the music that you make and what comes out of you guys, like it's like I don't know. It's a new experience.
It feels
for me.
different
Yeah,
than
it feels different than like just listening to some band.
Well,
that
you guys
we're gonna
specifically, I mean, Eli, I think you already know that you stole our heart. You are, whether you live here or not, whether we've met you in person or not, whether we've hung out or not, you're like part of our life. So from that angle, we already support you, like regardless of what you're doing. But then you're doing something dope and you're doing something unique. And so even from that perspective, it's like, yeah, we've got your back. And you guys are living life. You're having fucking kids. You're getting married. It's not like, you're doing something really hard. Being a band is really a challenge. And then you're also living life, which that's already hard too.
And getting harder.
And so when you're able to express yourselves, like we were just talking, with all these different influences and package it up the way that you've done, I mean, you guys should be really freaking proud of yourselves and like just stoked at the journey ahead, because who cares what left behind? You guys are still moving forward, and it's just as good as anything you've ever done, if not better, because there's more experience, there's more like fire, there's more, all of that, so it's really cool. It's really cool to be in this position with, like Aaron was saying, like it's new and familiar, it's family, but it's still a band. It's like all the things,
Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's the truth.
Yeah, that's from the heart, dude.
It's
like,
the truth.
I know.
it's a trip to see you guys doing your thing. Like, I'm really curious about what you have on the books right now as far as shows are concerned. Are you guys doing any festival stuff this summer? What's going on?
So we've got our album release on July 5th. That's at Madison Live in Kentucky. We absolutely love playing there. We have Good People, Good Times Festival in Indiana, which Dozio is headlining, which that's super exciting. I love that festival so much. And then we have Paranoia Fest.
What is that?
So our friends Probably Just Paranoid. They have been going at it for about 5 years now. They're insanely talented. Their band leader Ryan is an old friend of mine, and they're also playing our release show. But they're throwing a festival, their first one ever, at this place called Hannon's Camp America in Oxford, Ohio. Yeah, it's at the beginning of October, I think the 3rd and the 4th, whatever that first weekend is. And that's going to be super fun. We're going to get creepy with it and try to throw some like alley shit in there. And, yeah. And then a few other things that we haven't really figured out the particulars on. We are finally making it out of state on our own volition. In November. We're going to play at the Mousetrap in Indianapolis on November 14th. And that'll be like our show, not us just traveling to like open for somebody. But, you know, we're going to find some local artists from the area and somebody local that does visuals and, you know, bring the party, but also get people from that community involved as well. Because Indy has a crazy music scene. Which, speaking of which, if you guys don't meet Disco at Mojo Family Fest.
Yeah, we're opening the festival.
Yeah.
They are angels.
Oh, okay.
For real.
They come highly recommended then.
They're musically, they're just like so amazing. They finally, like last year, all quit their jobs to do music full time.
Fuck yeah.
And like they're really doing the thing. But like on a personal level, like they're just like you'll understand when you like lock eyes with them and hug them. Like they're just angels. I love them so much.
Dope. I can't.
But
wait.
yeah, they're from there. They're like the newest, hottest thing to come out of that scene. But yeah,
that's exciting, man.
We have a stacked second half of the year. I'm so stoked.
So there's momentum behind you guys.
There is, for sure. And you know, that word has been kind of like, you know, the word of the year for me personally. Because obviously we opened for Papadozio on my birthday in January at Madison Theater, playing for 1,000 fucking people, our biggest crowd
Holy
ever.
Shit, how was that?
And it's surreal to the point of overwhelm.
Andrew said it felt like a haunted house. Like it was fun, but when he came out onto the stage and I could just see his face, he was like, yeah. And then afterwards, that's the first thing he said to me. He was like, dude, that felt like a haunted house.
Well, what about for you, Alex? How did you like interpret that? Or how did you
okay, so
respond?
at first I came out and I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of people. And then I was having a pedal board problem. And I was like, and then like my entire being just started sinking into my skeleton.
Yeah.
And then it turned on and everything was fine as soon as the first note was played. I was having fun.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Wow.
Gosh, that
I know
rush.
that feeling, man. That like,
rush.
oh
Yeah. And it's just some stupid electrons, dude. Like just pissing me off.
Well, okay, then after your performance, how are you received? How did you feel like the crowd responded, and how do you feel like, you know, it ended up for you guys?
I think people loved it. I mean, people were coming up and it's weird. Like after you play a show, I think there's like a subconscious like energy field that people see you have since you're up on like the pedestal. Mm-hmm. So like everyone wants to come up and like grab you and like
Touch
put their hands on you. And like, I'm not, you know, that's fine, whatever. But like, that was a little overwhelming for me for a minute, so I had to go back for a second. But then once we came out and Papa Dozy was playing, people started coming up individually, talking to me and Eli and Andrew too, just about how much they loved it. Yeah, it's great.
It was like, we've played shows in the city, like awesome shows, and like, our album release last year was insanely successful, but on that scale, it was almost like our debut to like the greater family.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we like, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I like to think that we pretty quickly won everybody over.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Because it was like 3 minutes in, I was hearing like hooting and wooing and shit. And
people were loving it for sure.
There's one specific moment in our song Blue Weller toward the end that just kind of comes out of nowhere. And like, that was the moment like Alex and I looked at each other and we're like, oh yeah.
I love when you guys toot your own horn. Because it's important to do that every now and then.
It's there.
I'm learning to feel no guilt doing that.
Yes.
Because like I always, I want to like not just like word vomit. Like, this is how amazing I feel like my life is going right now. But at the same time, like if I'm having a conversation with somebody and they're going on about all this amazing shit that they have going on, I'm just like, my heart is like melting for them and I'm so happy. And it's like, why wouldn't I offer myself the same courtesy of like, like, yeah, I am so incredibly proud of all of this. And
some people are just dicks and hate hearing people having fun.
Alex. Yes.
But you know what? Also, it's what you just said, Eli. Some people want to share in other people's like happy. I'm one of those people. I freaking love when people tell me dope shit. I want to hear about your baby. I want to hear about that fiance. I want that's the kind of stuff that brings us together as more of a community. And so we can be happy for each other. Like, my brother's doing dope shit. Like, look at what he's doing. He just freaking slayed on stage. Confidence is different than conceit. And people that are looking underneath you that are inspired to play music and they see like maybe an interview or they see you after the show and you're embodying that confidence that you just slayed. That's that's like inspirational, and it can do a lot for somebody seeing that, a young kid or even an old one that's like it re-inspired because of what you've done, and you're owning it, not like, we lucked out this today and I guess it went okay. Like, no, we fucking came out, we slayed that shit. We like played in front of 1,000 people. Everybody loved it and we freaking loved it. There's something to be said about owning that kind of attitude.
You know what, Mel, too, our culture is so is so focused on like, if your friends are going through something, talk to them, listen to them. If they're going through hard times, check on your friends, like take care of each other, that stuff. So we'll do that. We'll sit and listen to our friend be like, yeah, I'm having really hard time. I mean, my girl are fighting but to sit and listen to somebody say how great things are going, that is viewed as being conceited.
No, we're sharing in the good times.
I know.
What I mean?
I'm saying like that's fucked up.
We were talking about that the other day. Remember we were talking about that? That's like kind of how like the news and society has sculpted things because what's on the news, it bleeds, it leads. It's all the horrible stuff. It's like, no, let's get some of the love in here too.
Yeah.
But like,
that's even more important.
Us, I would say Aaron and Mel, like our family, we've spilled it onto No Simple Road culture. We celebrate people's freaking successes. That's a part of what we do. That's kind of part of what No Simple Road is. But we do that on our own with our friends. We just celebrated our friends last night. Like, she had a bunch of cool shit. It was her birthday. She freaking did all this amazing stuff. It's good for somebody to feel the heat of positivity in their life. And I'm a proponent of that. Like, we should do that, not to nausea, but to like, if you work hard all fucking year and you do bomb, it shouldn't just be like, nice job, dude.
Way to go, bro.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, let's fucking celebrate. And we don't got to keep it going, but like, let's acknowledge it. Let's freaking feel it and let's be in it together. And then we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I saw this quote somewhere that said something along the lines of like, if you God, I'm gonna butcher this.
Do it.
The best way to encourage somebody's flame is to thank them for it.
Aw.
Um and it's like positive reinforcement, like feeding into itself.
That's where momentum comes from.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that was the point that I was getting at with the Dozio show. Thank you for reminding me. I had a couple conversations with people that like they weren't exactly stern, but they were like a little more like seriously toned, like look at what you guys just did. Like you have to like use this to propel you further. A friend of mine specifically said, he was like, there's bands that play music their entire lives and only do this once.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to like let this drive you to do like the great things that like everybody's telling you that you're capable of. And it really like put it into perspective, like especially with Dozio going on hiatus, you know, Resonance is not a thing anymore. Like, and those were the two biggest forces that like had our backs in a like immediate real way. And you know, they're not gonna be there at least for the foreseeable future. And you know, they've pretty much done what they can to give us these opportunities. And you know, it's on us now to take that and you know, really try to do something with it. And you know, get our music out to more people, travel more, you know, take more risks and see what we're like really capable of.
I think the sky's the limit, man. That when I was listening to the new stuff today, I just had the thought went through my head. I'm like, there's no way that this can't be popular. Like this has to be a thing.
We've gotten really good feedback on the stuff we've released. We've put out 2 singles recently, but the Soft Pink we released like last year. It was our first we released with Andrew, and there's been a very immediate like response generally of like, oh, this feels much more real. It feels much more hungry and creative, and
it's more serious. It sounds more serious to me. You know, it's like before it was kind of like, oh yeah, but now it's like, wow, these guys are fucking around. You know,
but also not fucking around at all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, but you guys, like, you owe it to yourself to take it as far as you want to. Do you know what I mean? Like, think about like if you go to school and you get your business degree and then you're like, oh, I'm going to open up a small business, and you do it. You got to keep doing it from now on. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't just start it and then that's it. Like, you got to go all the way, however you want to grow that business. You owe it to yourself to do that. And it's stuff like this and the applause and the the reception of your stuff that gives you, like we were talking about, that momentum to keep going as far as you want. I feel like that's what we're all here to do, is like help each other get as far as we possibly can. And if it's a conversation with us or showing up at your, you know, album release or buying your album or telling friends, like that's what we're here to do. Help each other move as forward as you want to go, you know, as far as you want to go.
Yeah. And I feel like the material we're releasing now has a way more tangible authenticity to it as well, because I mean, it's in the name, you know, begin again, you know, it without putting too fine of a point on it, the material really like illustrates the change that we went through. The aspect of impermanence is really prevalent in it, and all of the full range of emotions that are associated with that. And, you know, even as far as like, you know, Ohio weather and the song just being completely and totally chaotic, like incorporating our region and location into it and like having it be just the most raw and honest shit that we could possibly come up with, without really caring about, how it's received, which obviously you like want people to like it and connect with it, but
that's not the driver.
Not worrying about trying to paint a picture, but rather take a picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I know. What's that guy? Rick Rubin?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He talks about that, doing it for yourself. Make music you want to hear. Make music you like.
Honestly, and that's what recording and making music is to me, is it's like photography. You're capturing something in a certain moment. When I record other bands or other people, it's like people are trying to make something that doesn't sound like them. They think that the computer is like a magic music box, and it's like, well, you don't like it there, right? It doesn't sound good to you. It doesn't sound like what's in your head, but that's what you played there. And I think that I think that's what a lot of people get wrong about music production and music in general, is you're kind of capturing a moment instead of trying to capture a perfect thing and then mold it like clay into another more perfect, pristine thing with 100% no flaws. I like the raw kind of flawed music, like punk rock stuff. One of my favorite artists is you guys have heard of Tobacco and Black Moth Super Rainbow, right?
No.
Okay, well, it's just the most dirty synth music you've ever heard in your life, and it's not. I mean, it's it just sounds like absolute shit, but I love it. I love it so much.
It's an acquired taste.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even. I mean, yeah, I guess, but it's like if someone were to come to me and I made them sound like that, they would be so pissed off. It's just so fuzzy and so raw and dirty, but I love stuff like that. But yeah, I think that a lot of people just
a lot of the time.
Yeah. It's like a lot of it's on a tape cassette or something. It's like oversaturated tape. But yeah, I think that's what a lot of people right now get wrong is, a lot of people used to have to go to a studio and you would sit and work in the studio for months or weeks or whatever. And you would get your parts, your actual parts right. But now everyone has a computer or a laptop, and they can just play a guitar part in their DAW and then do a bunch of fancy stuff to it. And it sounds computer, like computer music,
Yeah.
And I think it's just a lot of stuff just sounds too pristine to me now.
It's too clean.
Yeah. I understand
it's
that.
too clean. It's too I don't know. That's just, it's like microwaved music or something,
Yeah.
Well, that's life right now. I mean, think about, we were just talking about this yesterday. Apple and I, he got bananas at the store. The banana tastes like nothing. It tastes like mush. There's no flavor. There's no banana flavor. Like apples. You buy an apple now and it's like a carbon copy.
Oh yeah.
Weird facsimile of apple. Life is kind of like that. So that it stands to reason that the art that's coming through now is like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I
just
heard
plastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I heard this cool, I don't remember who said it, but they said physical art, like painting and stuff like that, is decorating space, and music is decorating time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Time is that?
Well,
I think Zappa did say that too.
Yeah.
Well, I think Zappa was talking about guitar solos decorating time or something.
Oh, you have a space of time to decorate. It's just
yeah
against the
which is
forces.
It's true.
Yeah. And if you think about that, there is no perfection in life. We never are perfected. And if you are, you start glowing and fucking disappear. Mm-hmm. So we don't do that. And so the art that's coming through us from the heart can't be perfect.
Well, I think,
and that's why you keep playing, because you're getting it out, you're working it out, and you're changing. And as you change and grow, the thing that's coming through you out into the world is different. So it's like the Ouroboros, it's the snake eating its tail over and over again. That's the generator of life.
I feel differently about the word perfect. It can be a couple things. Perfect could be like, you've done something that's flawless. You didn't make any mistakes. But there's also things like perfect in the moment where whatever that was,
fit.
It was that exact thing that was needed, and it could have been not played properly or wasn't as great, like yesterday sitting up on the rooftop restaurant, weather was perfect. The sun was in my eyes the whole time. It was still a fucking perfect moment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't.
It can't be perfect,
but it was
in your eyes.
But it was perfect, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, a song can be perfect, and you missed a fucking note. Who cares? But everything was right in its element, and you guys were on, and you were in there, and like we were responding. And so I feel differently about perfect. Perfect is kind of like this thing that we're trying to attain, but there are moments that we capture in life that are perfect that have nothing to do with perfection.
Right. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
It can be chaotic and everything. It's, as I say, going back to when you're talking about like older music, one of my favorite band ever is Sonic Youth. And Sonic Youth, like that white noise, some of their like live stuff, like people would put it was like, what the fuck? Something's broken.
It's feedback.
I love that. It's
you
like,
can hear like a crazy noise floor in there. You know? Like,
there's a short somewhere.
Yeah, like the bands that do like string the guitars weird and downtone, like all the things they do, and like buy Fisher Price like equipment and play it. It's like that's awesome, and that's like a certain kind of perfection. It's like imperfect perfection.
Yeah.
Like it's like organic versus manufactured.
Yes.
Stepping out on stage to like walk the tightrope and be ready to fall and take that chance, because that's more exciting as a band. And like we've talked about this, like growing up back in the 80s, like Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Ozzy, all those bands. But it was a show. There was like a disconnect, and it was the same show. It was a big production, especially Iron Maiden and stuff.
Sounded like the album.
Sounded like the album. That's what
it was
you're
like
going to
play.
Yeah,
it was like a music play.
Yes,
play,
you're going to get that in every city, and that was exciting back then. But it's much more exciting to see, Fish and stuff like that, like taking chances and fucking up and laughing about.
Well, I mean, and it's just for you too when you're there that one time. It's just for you that one time.
Yep.
When Iron Maiden is doing their play tour, it's just millions of people are seeing
and
the
he
same
comes out
exact
on
play.
stage, the airplane,
which honestly has its merit too.
That's cool.
It's
too,
awesome.
man.
It's just not the same thing. It's a different thing. That's all.
Yeah.
This may be a hard question to answer. When people come see Mind at Large, what do you hope they leave with?
a CD and a T-shirt.
Yeah,
socks,
tickets to the next show.
I hope they leave me with money.
Yes, that's an honest answer, man.
No, I mean, honestly, I mean, just I hope they have a really fun time. I hope they feel really good when they see us play. I hope they feel good when they hear our music, when they, hear it on their little device or whatever they're listening it on. I like music that kind of scares me, so I hope people have that kind of feeling too. Like
that's dope.
With
a little
with the
bit
soft,
of anger.
a little bit of that. Like
feels.
like with the soft pink at the end. I mean, it's so heavy and it's very deliberately trying to scare somebody. So like, I like that stuff.
Alex described that ending piece as an eldritch mating call.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's how Cthulhu gets mates.
That's him coming up out of the ocean.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's all about fun for me at the end of the day. I hope people have fun.
That's a
because
dope answer.
When I go see a band, I hope it's fun. You know, I don't want it to be boring. I don't want them to just look at their guitars the whole time.
Yeah.
I saw Earth, Wind and Fire at Bonnaroo in like 2016. And that was probably still the most fun band I've ever seen live.
Heck
They were like
that's a party.
75 years old doing cartwheels.
Hell
like, what is going on here, dude? This is ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Eli, to that question?
For me, it's the same but different. So like, yeah, first things first, like, did you have a good time? Yeah, great, cool. But like beyond that, what really affects me when I see an artist is the like I feel seen by them on like a subconscious level. Like, you know, like people who saw Jerry would be like, it was like he was playing just for me.
Dude.
We were the only two people in the room. That right there can be a life or death moment for some people. Because it's like when you've got nothing else, the music's got you.
Mhm.
You know, like it's like an existential safety net. You know, and that's just how music has been for me. Like in my life, it's been a tether to being okay in a general sense.
That's
And
really well said.
you know, if somebody comes to one of our shows and, you know, we're able to make that connection with them, and, you know, they feel like they've entered a space where they're celebrated just by the love that they walk through the door with. That's all I could ever want. And, you know, if obviously, you know, like if somebody's going through a hard time and they come to one of our shows or listen to our music and it makes them feel better, like that's the umbrella goal for me. But it like goes as deep as like, you know, if I can do anything to help you on your path to God, like, well, I've made it as a creator.
Yep.
You know?
And when you're creating from the heart, you're doing that without even having to
try.
Yeah.
Well, and also when that's your underlying intention, that comes through. Someone will pick up on that, if not dozens of people. Somebody or some people will pick up on that because they want that. So when you're putting out something that you want and somebody else wants that too, you'll find that. And I think that's the best thing that we can hope for. Like when somebody, I liken it to like when I'm doing any kind of like energy work on somebody, they're coming to like feel healed or open themselves up to some kind of experience. I want to provide that. So if we're both thinking that and we're both coming in with that, there is a greater chance that something profound will happen. And so just by you feeling that, you don't even got to say it out loud. It's in your heart. You're playing it out with your hands, you know, and somebody else is, damn, I had a fucking rough ass week. I need something right now. And so those two seemingly, you know, far away kind of, you know, ideas, they get merged in that show. And by default and by intention, it's happening.
That's why I go to shows, is for, like Bill's just say, like, you're going for good medicine.
Yes.
Like for medicine, really. And music is medicine. And you go to a show with like open, like having fun, all that stuff. And you go to get that. And that's what's so great about live music. And like you said, you're providing that for people showing up. It's like, what kind of medicine am I going to get? And then you throw that at them, and holy shit, man. I feel better now.
So, okay, let me get back to this. You said that it comes out on the 20th, right?
June 20th on Solstice.
Yeah.
So let's release this episode on the 20th. How's that?
Okay.
Does that work for you guys?
Well,
Yeah.
what day of the week is that? I keep forgetting.
It's a Friday.
A Friday? Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's a Friday. So when folks hear this and they want to find out more, where do they go?
You can go to our brand new website, mindatlarge.net. You know, you can find our Facebook, Mind at Large Ohio, I think is the URL, Mind at Large Music on Instagram, Mind at Large Ohio on Bandcamp, Mind at Large on Spotify, and our YouTube also is starting to pop off. It's weird. We get more action releasing our music on YouTube than like anywhere else.
Hell yeah.
I think people are starting to get on YouTube more, just kind of like fuck Spotify.
Yeah.
To be honest. Cause I mean, we've done that in the past few years. Just fuck them.
Good.
Done with that, because it sucks to release music and you get paid 0.0003 cents per whatever
Yeah,
streams.
man, come on, guys.
Dumb. That's
Whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with podcasting, you can put your podcast episodes up there with no video. It's just, you can just listen to the podcast, the audio. And once I started releasing episodes up there consistently, we saw a huge jump. So people are just on YouTube chilling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I'm at work, I'll just have a little earbud in, listening to podcasts or whatever, learning shit while I'm working for 8 hours, and then, because it's just multitasking.
Yeah.
You can get so much info on there.
Yep,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
this motherfucker listened to a 20-hour podcast on Japanese feudalism while
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're a heady dude, Alex.
We're not even getting into it.
Wait a minute.
But-
Wait a minute.
Now
I'm not joking. Hang
we're
on.
not doing it.
Hold on a second.
I know who my lifeline is.
I
That
just-
comes up now.
Eli, send me that podcast. Can you send it
I'll
to
find
Eli
it.
to send it to me?
I'll find
he'll
it.
listen
It's,
to
I want to listen to it.
It's Dan Carlin. Have you heard of him?
Oh yeah, hardcore history.
Yeah. He did a whole, the entire history of Japan. I think one's like 8 hours and the other's is like 6 hours. It's like 2 parts.
Okay,
It's
cool.
crazy.
I'm in.
It's
I-
crazy.
I love that shit.
I just listened to Ben Franklin's audiobook. It's an audiobook. I think it was on YouTube, but it's his autobiography. And
Benjamin Franklin?
It is insane, dude. This guy was fucked up. Like it's like
You don't hear that.
it is like he was so smart for the time, and when he's writing his own book, he's like 80 years old, but like recounting his life.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, there was some points in his life where he was just such a shithead. Like he was just an asshole.
fuck.
And like, there's no descriptors in the book. There's no adjectives at all. It's just, I did this. And then this guy hated me. And then I went over here and then this happened and fuck this guy. I don't care. Like it was crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever listened to in my life.
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's fun.
I listen to stuff all day while I work too, so that's perfect for me. Thanks, man. Okay, last stupid question for both of you.
Stupid?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
A genie comes and hires a private chef for you. Okay.
No.
And there's
I already know.
there's no like monetary limit to what this person can cook for you, and he's going to cook one meal. What's it going to be?
Okay, I ask this same question to people, except I frame it as you're on death row.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to go there. I thought that. I was like, no, you're not dying.
But I always give them like 2 apps, 2 sides, 2 entrees, 2 desserts, and 2 food.
Okay.
We'll just go with one for now.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to pick 2. For an appetizer, I'm doing just a pile of wings with ranch, not blue cheese apple.
Straight up ranch.
That's insane. That's insanity.
Yeah, I like the
So good.
stank.
A bucket of ranch. Probably either like mango habanero or like do you guys have Wingstop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have fire on
we
the
used
mountain.
to. We used to.
There's
is there
wing
Wingstop
stops
here?
out here on the West
we have
Coast.
fire on the mountain.
Oh,
We don't
okay,
do no
okay.
Wingstop.
That's fair.
Yes.
But their Louisiana dry rub is like my favorite thing on wings, boneless wings particularly, and they have the best ranch I've ever had in my life. Anyway, that's my appetizer. My entree, just give me like a 500-gallon Yeti cooler full of crawfish.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Like andouille sausage and corn and taters and all that. Yeah, I love a mud bug. My side is going to be some mozzarella sticks. It's debatable whether mozzarella sticks are a side or an appetizer. I say they're a side. Fuck off.
Why
It's an
limit
appetizer.
them? Why limit them? I feel like they can be double duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
It depends on the size and quantity, really.
Fair.
And then for
Which
dessert,
yeah.
a big fat bowl of Count Chocula.
All right, hell yeah.
Okay, man.
That is as unique
was
as it gets.
Awesome answer.
That's fucked.
Yeah, you
Count
got
Chocula's over the that's over the limit, dude.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's fucked.
That's so fucked up.
Alex, your turn. You gotta follow that.
So okay, with the private chef with no limit, like no monetary cap,
yeah, you can whatever.
dude. We're gonna like fund an expeditionary group
Mhm.
to like Europa, like Jupiter's moon, like the ice planet, and we're gonna start digging and see if there's anything down there. And I want to try some like moon whale roe or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I want like a
Some
bowl
future
of like
shit.
fucked up future shit.
Blubber,
You know what I'm saying?
blubber from a
Yeah, like
octosquid.
no monetary
Wait, let's
limit.
see
I
this.
love it.
We're
Alex,
gonna
you went out
find
there.
we're gonna find some aliens. Okay.
Oh my God.
That's so cute. Yes.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I love it.
Oh
I
my
think I
God.
still have the box like in my other room over here that you brought here one day
Of Count
that shit.
Chocula?
Of Count Chocula.
I liked Frank.
Was it
I
the
liked
was it the mixed
Frankenberry.
match stuff?
yeah,
that I'm
yeah,
pretending
yeah.
to snort
It's
off of your top?
still in my basement. Yeah, it's still in my basement.
Okay.
But
And
now
then what
death
else?
row answer though, if this
Yeah.
it's like my favorite meal, dude. Just down home like fucking country fried steak with
Ooh.
white gravy and biscuits, like
Dang.
some bacon.
My man.
We're going crazy, dude. I mean,
I
full
mean-
like fried chicken bucket,
Yes.
like just everything that you can get in Tennessee.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no limit.
Like-
yeah.
Like grits and like fried eggs, just all that shit. I love Southern cooking, man. It's
Yeah,
so
it's,
good.
it's really healthy too. So it's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, it's
That's-
so
it's
it's so
perfect.
good
All right,
for
but
you.
then
One of my-
what's your dessert? How are you capping that off?
We're gonna go Charles Manson, just fucking straight up like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm glad I asked that question.
Uh-huh.
You guys, I love you, man.
Yeah, we love
I love
you.
you too.
Love you guys.
I'm excited to see what happens. I
Me
have
too.
I have a good feeling
Yeah.
about this album. I think that it's gonna pop off.
Well, it's
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
We feel it too. It feels really significant. It just I obviously could go on, but
And
I
we
don't know,
didn't-
just much more real now.
We didn't touch on it, but you guys saw me handing the phone to Apple.
oh my God,
And
the
Mel,
album art.
The fucking art for
What?
this.
Dude.
Holy
the album
shit.
art. What the
Crazy.
hell? Like,
No,
that's-
let's touch on it.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
worth
you
it.
can't just bring it up.
Well,
and then
this is
not.
how we'll
No.
go out. We'll talk about the album art and then we'll.
Okay.
So Gavinger Garundo or Gerundo, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, whether it's giraffe or Jerry. That's the same thing.
Yeah.
He is a Cincy-born, Asheville-based visual artist,
Okay.
and I have wanted him to do album art since before Mind at Large was a band. He always was just the type of person who just rock solid, always was super kind to me when I was at my most green, and just like crazily insane amount of talent. Like he used to live paint at shows with a black canvas and do UV paint on it.
Yes.
Oh, fuck, right on.
Dude,
What?
these crazy, trippy, like marine life, like insane shit. And he has started doing a lot of like digital art and stuff. He does a lot of tour art and like merch stuff. And we hit him up a few months ago and basically we're like, we don't want anybody to do this but you. And, you know, we gave him a very, very loose guideline of like what we had in mind. I think we said like alien baby, circuit board, and then just like some colors. And he took that and made what he made.
That's
Wow. Hell
Amazing.
yeah.
And I am all fucked up about it.
yeah. I think we are too. This is as beautiful as it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's trippy as fuck too.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, there's a bunch of little faces on it that I've seen. Like I keep seeing more and more the more I
Oh,
stare
yeah.
at it. And I asked him if it was intentional, and he said, let me see what the exact word was that he used.
Maybe so, maybe not.
Well, and
I
even
love
just
that it's like cyberpunk, you know,
yes,
it's like
the font. I love the font.
Absolutely.
Perry Dahlia has entered the chat.
Yeah.
Dolly has entered the chat.
So I don't think it was intentional at all. But yeah, the font is just amazing. Like I'm just obsessed with it. And what an honor it is to have that be the packaging for our favorite album that we've ever created.
Congratulations.
That's dope.
Man,
From top to bottom, it's a home run.
All right, guys. Well, this will be out on the 20th on Friday, and we love you. We'll talk to you soon.
Well,
love you.
Congratulations. You guys are in a great space, and whenever you want me to come out to do my track live at the shows, just let me know. I'll,
for sure.
Show up, give you an fuck.
Well, the goal is for people to like love it so much that they just scream that when we play that song.
Oh hell yeah,
man!
We have a couple people that do.
Fuck yeah.
But if the apple himself, the apple itself came out on stage and did that shit, and then maybe we can like give you a triangle or like one of those little fish, like
hell yeah. I like the triangle. I've always wanted to like bing, bing.
Oh fuck.
Nice triangle solo.
I love you guys. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Love you guys.
Thanks
Love you guys.
Later, brother.
You guys have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Samesies. Aw.
You know,
I'm so starving. I can't even.
No Simple Road has a cool family, man. It's fucking dope.
Yeah, this is good to see Eli in such a good place.
Yeah,
now
and him and Alex are solid, and now brothers playing along with, and
something about those brother rhythm sections.
I mean, look at Family Mystic.
Mm-hmm. I thought of that as soon as they brought it up. It's like, oh shit.
I want to see Mind at Large playing in the Arboretum at Rhythms Ground.
Yeah. I want to see him playing at Red Rocks, and then
and
then I'll get up on stage.
But in a selfish way, I want to see them
for us, a private
at Rhythms Ground. Yeah, man. Well, everybody, support the fam. They're doing dope, real shit, and this album is going to blow your socks off.
Yeah.
It's not your mom's jam music.
Or maybe it is.
Or maybe it is. I don't know your mom.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. All right, everybody. We love y'all. We'll see you soon. Take care of each other. Smile at a stranger. Safety third. Hydrate. And support the No Simple Road family. Love y'all. Peace.
But it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A = A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
This is Lawrence Lanahan, journalist, musician, and host of Rearranged, an Osiris Media podcast about music arranging. Once a song is written, arrangers make musical decisions that shape how we end up hearing the song. And we're not just talking about adding orchestral accompaniment, like horns and strings, or doing a cover version of a song. Arrangement can be putting happy music over dark lyrics, using samples, recording all acoustic, even tiny decisions like putting an electronic loop into an acoustic song to draw your attention to an important turn of phrase. It's all arranging. Rearranged episodes are documentary essays where I use arrangements to answer some big questions like what is a song? And what can a song become? And how can the sound of a song change the meaning you take from it. Listening this way has changed my relationship with music. Tune into Rearranged, and maybe it'll happen for you too. Learn more at rearrangedpodcast.com.
Osiris.